Cuban asylum seeker Perez-Hernandez has been detained for more than a year, even though he gave up on his case and volunteered to be deported 9 months ago. After ICE failed to put him on a flight home, Cuba closed its border because of COVID-19, making it impossible for the US to deport any Cuban. Still, ICE is keeping many of them detained indefinitely in immigration jails across the country, where social distancing is difficult and chances of contracting the virus are high. ICE has refused multiple requests to release Perez-Hernandez under supervision to his American relatives in Miami. That's despite the fact that Perez-Hernandez has no criminal record.
We want to be with him. Please let him go out.
Experts and advocates say Perez-Hernandez's extended detention is starting to be legally questionable. ICE didn't respond to Newsy's multiple requests for a comment. A long-standing Supreme Court decision generally requires that immigrants with deportation orders be released after 6 months if there is no significant likelihood of removal in the reasonably foreseeable future. Perez-Hernandez reached the 6 months milestone in mid-August, his lawyer says.
At a certain point, when you hold someone in detention indefinitely, that becomes cruel and unusual punishment, especially if there is no actual crime that has been committed.
Unable to deport Perez-Hernandez, ICE has shuttled him all over the country. Perez-Hernandez has been transferred to 9 different immigration jails since he was apprehended at the border in June 2019, from Texas to Mississippi to Louisiana to Florida, and then back to Louisiana again. He says these transfers and the lack of adequate medical care in detention have exacerbated his pre-existing kidney issues. For decades, the US allowed Cubans who made it to American soil without a visa to remain in the US. But President Obama ended the policy known as wet foot, dry foot in the final days of his presidency as part of an effort to normalize relations with Cuba. In return, Cuba started accepting some deportees, which it rarely did in the past. But that was before the pandemic. Cuba is once more blocking all repatriation of its citizens, this time to protect itself from the virus. Yet, the Trump administration is keeping many of them indefinitely behind bars. Ben Chamisso, Newsy, Chicago.